WSVI-TV, Channel 8. Broadcasting from the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in Christiansted and transmitting from Blue Mountain on St. Croix. Channel 8, serving the United States Virgin Islands and the Caribbean.
The taste of gold, the golden taste of Old Milwaukee Beer, the beer that calls the Virgin Islands home. Old Milwaukee's golden taste makes a real splash. American brewed, using the finest ingredients. It's the taste Virgin Islanders know best. It's the beer for everyone who enjoys the crisp, clean taste of a golden lager, just for our enjoyment. So grab the taste of gold today. Old Milwaukee, the beer with the golden taste in the red can. It just doesn't get any better.
Think of Bearish Old Milwaukee Beer!
The Virgin Islanders Retailers Association has implemented changes in its rules to offer medical insurance and other job-related benefits to member employees. The association's president, Richard Westling, calls the benefit plan an outstanding initiative and says the changes should affect hundreds of workers on St. Thomas. He said member stores who do not have the benefits in place already will have until March 31st to comply. In his report from Charlotte Amalia this evening, Lee Carl talks with a local baker about some unique holiday treats.
This holiday season saw something really unusual here in the sub-base area. That is a bakery that bakes goods that you might pick up in Amsterdam, Holland. The man who does all of that is a baker, an architect, and a deacon in the Catholic Church. His name is Frank Verrett. And I had a chance to stop by his bakery at Subbase to talk about gingerbread houses for Christmas.
The creation of a gingerbread house is a European tradition that has been introduced in the United States, particularly by the vast number of German bakers that immigrated to the States. And in my native country, which happens to be Holland, there was also a tradition to make gingerbread houses, as well as gingerbread men, which then were given to the kids for Christmas gifts.
This is made out of gingerbread cookies or what?
Yes, the gingerbread dough, which is prepared some time ago and stays in the refrigerator overnight before we work with it. And all of the different sides of the house are cut out and then assembled with icing.
Frank also gave us a lesson in how you cook stollen. Now that's another European delicacy during the holidays in Holland or in Europe.
Since we started to make it some years ago when we first opened up our bakery, it has been very, very successful. People love it. And it's a real delicacy. One of the secrets why it is so very flavorful is because we use a good amount of butter as well as different fruits in it and almond paste, etc.
In St. Thomas, Lee Carl for News 8.
In a telephone conversation this afternoon, Tennessee Governor Ned McWhorter told Governor Alexander Farrelly's press secretary, Chris Rogers, that his treatment at the St. Thomas Hospital was absolutely fantastic. He was seen at St. Thomas Hospital by Dr. Alfred Heath after receiving injuries while chasing a burglar from his St. Thomas vacation residence. The governor characterized St. Thomas Hospital as a good hospital where he received treatment as good as any treatment he could have received in his home state of Tennessee. Governor McWhorter said he had been shopping in St. Thomas and returned home at about 5 p.m. New Year's Eve. When he returned, the house was in the process of being burglarized. The Tennessee governor fell, cut his leg, and dislocated his shoulder while searching for one of the burglars. St. Thomas Police Chief Alberto Dunastorg said Gregory Padmore, age 28, was chased and apprehended by neighbors around 11:30 a.m. after removing part of a window at the home of Robert Keenan, where McWhorter was vacationing. Dunastorg said nothing was stolen from the home in an affluent area in eastern St. Thomas and that McWhorter did not report the attempted burglary to the police. The start of the new year also marks the season of influenza. Tom Stanwood has more from St. John.
The start of the new year also marks the season of influenza. The health department on St. John advising all those who are flu-prone or at risk to be vaccinated against the flu viruses. Vaccinations can be received at the health center at Susannaburg. Individuals at risk should be particularly guarded. The at-risk group includes anyone over 65, anyone with chronic heart or lung diseases such as bronchitis or emphysema, anyone receiving treatment for kidney ailments, diabetes, severe anemia or asthma, and anyone with cancer or other ailments that impair the ability of the immune system to ward off airborne viruses. For further information on obtaining vaccinations, those St. John residents should call the Myra Keating Pet Clinic, 776-6400. Tom Stanford reporting for News 8.
More people get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
If you expect the best of us, it is something we have to live up to.
Expect the world of ABC News.
Trans-Island Air Cargo has been serving your neighbors in the business community with dependable, affordable air cargo service since 1983. We operate large, single-engine aircraft with load capacities of up to 1,200 pounds or 120 cubic feet. Trans-Island Air Cargo is a 24-hour cargo charter operation. Call 778-3221 for information and charter rates. Find out how Trans-Island Air Cargo can help you with your cargo needs.
The treasures of our Virgin Islands are everywhere. Many are in our seas. But some must be looked for and might just be seen in the most unlikely places. Proudly distilled in paradise, Crucian rum, light or dark. The smooth island treasure we all enjoy. Crucian rum, the rum that disappears in our Virgin Islands.
D. Knight & Company are the Virgin Islands tropical wood specialists with over 30 exotic species in stock, including all grades of mahogany, teak, ivy, and silver bali, professionally cut and milled to your specifications. Flooring, siding, solid brass hardware, and the Tropical Wood Systems West Indian-style pre-cut home building system are always available. Buy the board or buy the container load. When you need wood, call the specialists. D. Knight & Company. And remember, when building, practice sensible land management, and don't forget to plant trees.
It's the sparkle from the Rhine. Celebrate those moments in your life with Henkel. Ooh,
Henkel Trocken, imported and distributed by St. Thomas Food Products.
In regional news, U.S. and Caribbean Coast Guards continue to search by air and sea today for a pleasure boat that vanished over the weekend with 6 people aboard, 5 of them reportedly Canadians. According to one U.S. Coast Guard official, the open 30-foot boat was reported missing Friday after leaving St. Vincent for a one-day cruise of the Grenadines island chain. A U.S. Coast Guard C-130 airplane from Puerto Rico, 5 civilian aircraft, and Coast Guard cutters from St. Vincent and Grenada were taking part in the search. Erasmus Williams' report this evening will be of interest to VI landowners and hopefuls.
Mr. Maduro's call is contained in a motion which comes up for debate at tomorrow's sitting of the legislature. Mr. Maduro also wants government to set up a land bank for the purpose of buying land from Virgin Islanders who are forced to sell land and other properties due to economic reasons. The motion also calls for the seller or the next of kin to be given the right to buy back the property within 30 years, and that failure to do so would result in the property being sold only to a Virgin Islander. Mr. Maduro, a former Minister of Natural Resources and Labor, in his motion wants the government to ensure that no licenses be issued to non-Virgin Islanders to engage in any business carried out on by Virgin Islanders other than establishing and operating hotels, and that Virgin Islanders be trained to fill the various jobs, in particular the top jobs in the territory, both in the private and public sectors. He also wants steps to be taken to ensure that there is no discrimination in assessing land and other properties with regards to the purposes of mortgage and sale, and to regulate premiums paid to insurance companies pertaining to life and properties, and to ensure protection of the insured against loss of premiums paid by any other abuses. Erasmus Williams in Rhodetown, Tortola for News 8.
Last week's meeting of the Senate Committee on Conservation, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs is rescheduled for this Thursday on St. Croix. The committee was unable to continue its agenda of December 7th due to lack of quorum. According to Chairman Senator Verdon Brown, the panel will consider 5 applications for coastal zone permits when it meets at 10 a.m. The recent space shuttle launch not only got the American space program back on track, it helped start a new direction in AIDS research. Dr. Bob Lanier explains in his national HIV update.
Space. It may be the final frontier for the pharmaceutical companies. It's been well known that the weightlessness of space has a profound effect on the development of certain crystal-based medications. When the shuttle Discovery took off recently, she carried with her an experiment designed to identify weak spots in the AIDS virus. The boroughs welcome pharmaceutical companies, the discoverers of AZT, and NASA are cooperating in experiments. They're studying the crystal enzyme reverse transcriptase. Now, this is the enzyme that helps the AIDS virus to reproduce itself and cause the deadly syndrome of AIDS. Understanding this crystallization growth is critical. The crystals are kind of a molecular snapshot which gives the scientist something solid to study. Knowing the molecular makeup of these enzyme crystals is vital to the production of better medications for the treatment of viral infection. The NASA study didn't yield the very large crystals that scientists were hoping for, but they are a start in space-based medication production. One day, a great number of our medications may be produced in space. I'm Dr. Bob Lanier.
Alan Woods has our sports report. Monica Marshall has highlights and the latest weather forecast when the news continues.
Did you know that reading to your children actually helps them become better readers and helps them succeed in school? And by encouraging your child to read to you, you make reading a fun family activity. It's one of the most important things you can do as a parent for your child. I love reading to my children, Jamie, Lindsay, and Sarah, and now having Jamie and Lindsay read to me. It's a special time for all of us. This holiday season, give your child a gift that will last a lifetime. Read to them.
In November, ABC News introduced The American Agenda, a vital nightly focus on the issues that matter most. Tonight, drugs. A new bill imposes capital punishment for drug-related killings. Will it make any difference in our nation's capital where drugs lead to murder every day? Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
We all enjoy the many treasures of our Virgin Islands, our crystal sea, our sparkling beaches, our wonderful people, our sun and sky, and our own Cruisin' rum. Man, you know it. Yes, Cruisin' rum, light and dark, is a real Virgin Islands treasure and easy to find everywhere you look. So when you're enjoying yourselves, enjoy Cruisin' rum, the smooth tradition of the Virgin Islands. Cruisin' rum, proudly distilled in paradise.
8 brings you an audio and visual excursion of small businesses of the Virgin Islands. It's time for shopping around.
Johnny's wants to remind you that you can bring in those pictures now and have them custom framed, or pick out a ready-made frame. Pick up a macrame set and have it. There's plenty of art supplies and ideas too at Johnny's Gallery, Strand Street, Christiansted. Central Meat Market, Anna's Retreat, St. Thomas, where shopping's a pleasure 7 days a week. Visit their meat department for fresh choice cut beef, pork, goat, whole chicken, and chicken legs. Check their aisles for daily specials. Central Meat Market, Anna's Retreat, St. Thomas.
Tropical Landscapes, the growing alternative, inside and out.
Located on North Shore Road, telephone 80449.
WSVI-TV, Channel 8. Broadcasting from the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in Christiansted and transmitting from Blue Mountain on St. Croix. Channel 8, serving the United States Virgin Islands and the Caribbean.